Hey everyone, welcome to the Edward Jones Chatting Cage. I'm Alexa Dat. Happy opening day. We've got an awesome show for you today because in just a minute we are going to talk to Mariners broadcaster Dave Sims. And the best part about this show is that you get to ask him your questions. So let me remind you how you ask those questions. You click the button below, you sign in or sign up to get in line to ask those questions. Really simple, whatever your burning question is. Or you can hit us on Twitter using the hashtag Chatting Cage. That way we can see your questions and go ahead and ask it to our special guest. So without further ado, let's head out to Safeco Field as the Mariners are getting set to host the Indians on opening night here as we welcome Dave Sims into the show. First of all, Dave, you are looking so dapper today. I know you are ready for opening night. How about that?
Absolutely, Alexa. Thank you, and happy opening day to you and all the viewers out there.
Yeah, absolutely. The buzz is absolutely crazy. You were tweeting about it earlier. I know everyone is set to go. Give me one thing that you were looking forward to seeing tonight.
Well, Felix Hernandez gets to start tonight for the Mariners. He's had limited action, just a couple of starts, just 5 innings in spring training. Hopefully, coming off a strong outing against some second-teamers for the Chicago Cubs this last outing, and before that, he had a minor league stint against some Padres. Hopefully, he'll come out here tonight. He's a super competitor. He goes against a team that won 102 games last year, so this will be a great test.
Yeah, his 10th straight opening day start. Pretty incredible feat for Felix, and I know Kings Court is going to be pretty crazy tonight. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. By the way, on Twitter, Seattle Sports 13 wants to know, how much do you think it means to Felix to get the opening day nod?
Oh, it means everything. I mean, he got in front of the team. He said he couldn't be happier, going out there and laying it on the line for the guys. He's been a kingpin, no pun intended, a linchpin to this ball club for a long time, and he's going to be 32 years old in April. He's got great credentials, a Cy Young Award, just missed the Kluber recently a couple of years ago. This is a big deal for him, and he's in primo company. 6 guys have done it, 5 are in the Hall of Fame, and Roy Halladay may eventually be in the Hall of Fame. So this means a lot to him, and you can understand why.
All right, we're talking to Dave Sims in the Edward Jones Chatting Cage. We got a fan who wants to ask you a question. Happy opening day. What's your name and what's your question for Dave?
Hey, how's it going? My name is Alex, and Dave, I was just curious. If Ichiro comes back, how do you think the crowd will react when he takes the field?
Well, he's starting tonight in left field. He's batting 9th. This place is going to erupt. A standing room only crowd here in Seattle tonight. It's going to be electric, no question about it. And he put up a lot of big numbers for a lot of years here with this franchise, and he is beloved here. So I think the noise level, the noise meter could get broken here tonight.
Another guy that's put up some big numbers for this Mariners club recently is Dan Vogelbach, and it was pretty incredible to watch him this spring. A lot of people are talking about him on Twitter, and Professor Alderson says, what have you seen from him during this stretch that you can expect to see during the season?
Well, they brought Ryan Healy in to be the first string, the starting first baseman. But Vogelbach, tell you what, his personality came out, real gregarious kid. Scott Service couldn't talk enough about that. And he wasn't looking to get perfect pitches. He was attacking pitches he could reach. He's a big, burly, strong kid, and he hit the ball, and he hit the ball with authority, and he did it with regularity. He had a wonderful spring, and hopefully some of that power will be on stage here at Safeco Field soon.
Pretty incredible. 407 average, 7 home runs, and 15 RBI. He opened up a lot of eyes, including Mariners fans. All right, we got another question for you here on Twitter as we are in the Edward Jones Chatting Cage talking to Dave Sims. Justin Husky says, what would you say the Mariners' biggest strength is this season?
I think the starting 9 is really good. I think this team's going to score some runs. I think that they're going to catch the ball, and I think the bullpen is got a chance to really make a name for itself. I think maybe outside of Seattle, they're not familiar with a lot of the names in that bullpen. But I think they have a chance to really establish themselves. And hopefully the starters, which a lot of people are looking at, the starters are a group, I think people are looking, hey, you guys got to prove yourselves. If that happens, I think we really can have something nice here in Seattle.
We've got another fan who is asking a burning question who is ready to talk to you. What's your name and what's your question for Dave?
Hey, guys. How's it going? My name is Rob. I'm from Seattle. Dave, my question is, I'm wondering, what's your thoughts on D. Gordon's transition into the outfield?
It's been fine. It's been flawless. It's been like he's been there all his life. He's a baseball player, a great athlete, raised in the game, raised in the clubhouse. His father, Tom Gordon, a great pitcher for 21 years in the big leagues as a starter and a closer. When the trade was made, He lives down in Florida, not far from Ken Griffey Jr. and Barry Larkin, a couple of Hall of Famers. Got on the horn with them, and the next morning he was out working on fly balls. And he's learned a lot in a very fast, very quick amount of time. He's thrown out a runner at the plate, 2 at third. His arm strength is outstanding. He charges balls. He's not afraid to charge balls, having been an infielder, shortstop, and a second baseman. I think that's one thing you do not have to worry about here. And there's big expanse here at Safeco Field, as you know, and I think he'll be able to cover it.
I know a lot of fans are excited to watch Dee Gordon and Nelson Cruz as well, who's been an all-star 4 out of the 5 years there. Been pretty incredible watching him, I'm sure, and calling those games with Cruz. What's the thing that impresses you the most about him?
Work ethic. One of the great human beings I've ever been around in all the years I've been in sports media. And, he's a guy, when you see him every day, and he comes up to you and says, how you doing? He's looking you dead in the eye, and he wants a legitimate response. It's not like one of his perfunctory, blow-bys, or, hey, how are you, one of this kind of thing. Hey, how you doing? And he gives you one of those. He's a wonderful guy. Terrific person, and obviously his hitting numbers and his value to this team speaks for itself.
Absolutely. On Twitter, people are hitting us up using the hashtag chatting cage here in the Edward Jones chatting cage. Carson's Corner said, is there a pitcher this year that you believe that the people are sleeping on? Somebody that maybe could surprise us?
With the Mariner Ball Club, I think Jerry DiPoto, the GM, has been touting Marco Gonzalez since he came to the ball club late last year, and he had a nice spring. So I think that's at him in the 5-hole in the rotation. That could be a really big surprise if he can be a guy that can go 5-6 innings every night, every 5 days. I think that would be the big surprise right there.
And to follow that up, one guy who is absolutely not a sleeper, M. Fleming on Twitter wants to know about the Big Maple. What do you expect from James Paxton in 2018?
I was talking to him earlier. I said, you don't go till Saturday. How's your nerves, your excitement? And he said, it's just like it generally is before a game. It starts to ramp up. He gets home tonight, gets up tomorrow morning. By Saturday morning, he's going to be ready to go. We got an afternoon game here at Safeco Field. He is bound and determined to get 30, 35 starts. And if you saw him during some stretches last year, I believe it was July, when his numbers were just off the chart, he may have been the most dominant pitcher in the game for that, 4 or 5 starts. He's a guy that we got to have, the Mariners got to have at peak efficiency, going 30, 35 starts, and hopefully a guy that can win anywhere upwards of 18, maybe to 20 games. Dave,
by the way, last time I talked to James, he said that if the Mariners won the World Series, he would shave a maple leaf into the side of his head, so you're going to have to ask him about that. All right, joining us here in the Edward Jones chatting cage, we've got another fan. What's your question for Dave, and what's your name?
Hi, my name is Alan, and my question is, would you ever consider sitting in the King's Court with the fans during the game?
We have some days off. There's a game, I think, where we're on Facebook. The game's going to be broadcast by Facebook, so that would mean I would be off that day, and that's something I would consider, especially if Felix is pitching that day. Absolutely. It'd be great.
All right. Our Edward Jones question of the day, Dave, for you is, what has been your favorite moment that you have called for the Mariners in your career?
Without question, Felix Hernandez, a perfect game against Tampa Bay back, August 15th of 2012. I've had a lot of thrills and excitement in my career as a sports writer, sports talk show host, play-by-play guy in various sports. That was unbelievable. Perfect game. And I think at that time, it might have been like the 22nd or 23rd perfect game in the history of baseball. And it was the first one done by a Seattle Mariner.
Here in the Edward Jones.
Without question. Without a doubt, that was the biggest thrill.
Pretty incredible. We're here in the Edward Jones chatting cage with Dave Sims, Mariners broadcaster, and we're getting tons of questions for you on Twitter. One from B. Ross said, how hungry are Mariners fans to see this team make it back into the postseason?
You might remember that they have not been in the playoffs since 2001. I would say starving sort of covers it.
Yeah, I saw that you tweeted out John Harper's article from the New York Daily News where he had predicted that the Mariners were going to make the playoffs, and you were pretty excited about that.
I know Harp for a lot of years, and I was thrilled to see him say that. I just hope the Mariners can make it happen.
What's one player you think that can really make the difference for this team this year?
Ooh, that's a good one. Let me go with Ryan Healy. 25 home runs with Oakland last year, 18 against right-hand pitching. He's going to be batting in the 6-7 hole. If the Mariners can get that kind of pop again in that particular part of the lineup with Zunino probably batting behind him, that'd be just utter joy.
A lot of people are talking about David Phelps, unfortunately, needing Tommy John surgery, and I know he was going to be a huge part of this club this year. What do you think he means to this squad? And I know he's going to stick around while he's rehabbing, and because he's a leader, and a lot of those guys in the bullpen look up to him.
Yeah, they respond to him, and he's a good fellow, and it's an experienced guy. That was going to be a big, big part of this bullpen, and having him around would be great. I mean, he's highly regarded by the team, and I think the fact that, he showed great character sticking around. He was, dealt a tough break. But I give him a lot of credit for saying, hey, I want to be part of this team even though I can't go out there and perform.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, a lot to look forward to for the Mariners this season. Dave, I know you're getting geared up for opening night. Appreciate you joining us, and good luck this season.
All right, Alexa, thanks a lot. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. Appreciate it.
Take care. Yeah, Dave said it. Thank you for joining us and for your excellent questions. We're going to have chatting cages all season long, so make sure you tune in to the next one. I'm Alexa Dat. We will see you next time here in the Edward Jones chatting cage. Until then, peace out. Happy opening day, by the way.